Tonight, Cruising's on Farmington Road, Peoria, Illinois. All 5 live, Peoria, Illinois.
Peoria, Illinois.
Yep. Cruising's on Farmington Road.
Cruises.
All 5. The doors open at 7. Show starts at 8.
Yes, indeed, y'all. Y'all hear it. Cruises, Peoria, Illinois, Bone Thugs and Harmony, all 5 live. Y'all get your asses on out here.
I mean, it's crazy because it was like we was running so fast that they would actually take the music that we like already had, and they would say, "Hey, don't put this on the record. This right here we're gonna use for a soundtrack. The Batman soundtrack, all of the things, shit, Panther, everything that we've done. You know what I mean? Panther was about the only one that we actually sat down and wrote it for the movie. Everything else was just like, you know what I mean? It was just because we was in that process. You know, when you're in that creative process, it's on and cracking. You know, it's just you getting music done. You can't put nothing out because the record's already out, still doing what it's doing. You don't want to cover it up and cross promote to you know what I mean, clutter the market, I think is what they call it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of like how it happened for us, you know, back then, you know.
So what about Look Into My Eyes? Like, what was that about?
Same dilly, yo.
Certainly.
Same dilly. You know what I mean? Same dilly. Like, when you got a record out, and then you can't put nothing else out, soundtracks start appearing, and it gives you a chance to put out new music, you know? Because back in the days, it wasn't, you know, remember back in the days, it was like you put a record out, you couldn't put another one out for an entire year. And that's just how the company was, because they needed 3 quarters to market it. You put one out in September.
At least.
Yeah, at least. 3 quarters.
At least 6 months.
I feel like
Right, well, at minimum,
6
right.
months,
I feel like I already know you guys because I watch so many Bone interviews. You know, and that's really enjoyable for me to watch. I mean, I've probably seen the documentary probably a million times. You know, especially within the past couple weeks since I knew you guys were coming. But yeah, I love watching those interviews. And I don't see anybody else doing as many interviews as you do.
Yeah, we got to run, man.
So do you ever get sick of the same questions over and over? Or do you?
I mean, well, you can't get mad at it being routine. You know, whatever. Sometimes it's routine, and it's like.
And we got to hit the radius.
Certain, you know.
Because some people it's still
some people still don't know. Like,
right, because it's not serious
that's what
radio.
I was thinking. I was like, man, I want to
people,
ask them these questions, but it's like, man, I don't want to be that guy that just asks the same question over.
Different city, they got to know. You know, serious radio covers everybody. We only cover here, and then here and here and here. You know how it go.
And then you got to also understand that it's the information is still gonna touch ears. That's gonna be like spark the interest of people that may know very little about Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah.
So you live with it.
Are you guys working on a new album?
Well, we're pretty much working on a variety of pieces right now. We do have some ideas to be able to put together a packaged album, and we've been working on a variety of singles lately, and keeping it creative and productive as far as getting in the studio. 2015. We did talk about some projects in 2014 and everything that may come into fruition and everything, but right now we're just going with the punches, going with the flow. We're going to work on a couple of singles, do a few collaborations, and take that to the road. Right now, Bizzy and I just got our passports, and so we.
So you're gonna do an international tour?
So we're gonna. It's right now for us. It's about. We're gonna probably stab a couple of singles and a couple of features out right now. I don't want to spill the beans too soon.
Right.
You see,
you can spill the beans.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like I don't want to.
Put it like this. Right now, you know, with what's going on in the industry, the people that the new things that we have going on, they want to keep it on the hush hush because they want it to be very, very surprising. But it's kind of like, you know, who they expect for us to come out with. You know, it's not exactly Bone coming out with a song with Lady Gaga, but esque. You know, so we're dealing with that kind of talent, you know, with us at this point. You know,
that's great.
Oh yeah, man, we're doing new things, man. People are writing stuff for us and then using our voices as instruments. So we're expanding and broadening our horizons so people can understand that we're like a band and not just a band, we're vocalists as well. We don't have to write everything and so on and so forth. We can actually take what someone else writes and then put our vibe to it, and then it's that original vibe. So it gives that authenticity than it just being a new rapper rapping fast with harmony. You know, it's kind of like that. So those are some of the things that we've been, you know, working on together. And then, you know, everybody's open to that because, you know, producer gets his thing, the writer gets his thing. We're the vocalists, we get our thing. It's a organization type thing or a group kind of thing, and everybody's hearts is into it. You know, so that's one of the things we doing.
You step into a Bone Thugs and Harmony session, no matter who we're in there with, you'll be amazed of the energy that floats and the ideas that bounce off each other. Everything, the creative process is just,
That's because everybody's got so much love for you guys. I mean, from the veterans to the new guys.
Vets,
you know what I
and
mean?
then even from like Eugene right here, our road manager / he wears so many hats. Our road manager, our sound guy, he takes care of everything top to bottom with respect of us being operating out on the road. Not just that. Creatively, when we go in the studio, it's like everybody understands that we're here to create something special, and it's not. And everybody's input is virtually priceless when it comes to that. And you never know where a studio session with Bone Thugs might end up. You know, that's why we say, yes, there may be albums on the slate in the future, but right now we're concentrating. For us, it's just one song at a time, and that's what we're focusing on.
Okay.
And the world, hey, it's like, this is getting ready to be my first time getting out the country, and I don't know how long I've been stuck in America for. I love America. She's a beauty. I love her so much, but I gotta get away. I gotta see what's going on in Europe, man.
That's
Australia,
right.
Japan,
Yes.
China.
Yes.
You know, maybe not China, but
So what are you most excited about going to? Is that
right now, Mexico.
Yeah.
Mexico. That's
Okay.
up and coming, and it's just like they say that the fan love that they have for us is like 10 times greater and crazier. This is what I hear. Like, you go to Mexico, it's like Bizzy Bone and Flesh and Bone go out there in Mexico. You know, we walk through a mall in America. We try to walk through some strip mall in Mexico. They say it's like pandemonium. And I can't wait to see it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy. You know, I'm with Stack on that one. You know, I'm very excited about each city in particular. You know, the next one or each country that we go to. Everyone that we go to is just like a brand new excitement because it's uncharted territory. It's like alien feet touching, you know, the ground for the first time. So it's like, you know, I'm excited as well, and you know, the entire band is, you know, they're excited about bringing us over there. You know, and you know, having, you know, it's kind of like big brothers bringing their brothers over to experience some stuff, you know, because I haven't been, you know, overseas at all. And Stack, it's been, I don't know, 10, 15 years, like a long time since Stacks was kind of like he ain't never went there either, so, you know, I got my buddy with me. My friend, we're doing what we do.
See, the fans understand that. They know that the entire band, Bone Thugs and Harmony, has not been together on a world tour.
Yeah.
So this is history right here.
It is.
And the fans know that, and the reviews from the shows that we've been putting on as of late is, I don't know, man. God,
Better and better and better.
I can't toot my own horn and nothing like that, but man, come
I got
on,
you,
man.
Stack. Let me just tell you, every single show that we've been doing has been elevated, and it's going up and up and up and up and up. You know, because you know we're family. You know, all of them sold out, as Eugene just told us. I mean, it's like, and he keeps the numbers for us.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
This one's
man.
gonna sell out tonight.
Oh,
there's no doubt in my mind. I mean,
it's gonna be crazy.
This wasn't like. I almost feel like you guys weren't supposed to be here. Like, you're too big for this town of Peoria. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be like, and it's such. You know, it's not a huge venue. It's a smaller venue. It's gonna be like you guys are performing in our living room. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna be like right there. Like, even right now, you guys are right here. And like, this is like such a historic moment.
And even like being in Peoria, am I saying that right?
Peoria. Yeah.
It's like being in Cleveland. It's like being in Los Angeles. It's like we fans state that type of stuff every night. I can't believe you guys have come here, like as if like we gotta hit the market. When we hit the market, we're gonna hit the market. We're gonna hit the places that people would not expect. Peoria, why wouldn't people expect us to come here? We're a touring group, we're a touring band. It's just like going to Hungary or something like that, or Cologne over there in Europe or whatever like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. We have fans that
This
we
don't
need to
happen
touch
every day
all
here.
over.
This is a big. This doesn't happen every day.
And let me tell you, this is the home of the great Richard Pryor.
Yes.
So it's like we
Wow.
all grew up on him. You know, we all snuck to listen to his records and stuff like that. And so, yeah, man, that's, you know, when we roll into the city that's the red carpet right there. You know, the accolades and the people that actually come from this part. You know what I mean? So Peoria rocking too, baby. Y'all rocking too.
Bizzy Bone, you've been here 2 times.
Yes,
You've
sir.
been here 10 years ago on the riverfront. They did a summer jam. You and him and Wishbone, and there was like 2,000 people there. It was incredible.
Yeah.
And then I think when I was in high school, you came to a gym, and you're performing. And it was one of the best performances I've ever seen. But I got to open for you, and I was this low, and I got it on tape.
Is it itty bitty dude, huh?
I was little, and it was horrible. It was the worst rap you've ever heard in your life.
Oh my God.
And but yeah, it was a great. You know, it was
Yeah, you gotta give me that tape over there, man. Put that up, post that up for us.
You know it.
Yeah.
It's on. It's on VHS. You like. You know.
Oh, it's on VHS.
You need to flip it.
Yeah,
I
I'll
would-
give you that.
Yeah.
You know, it's
It only
plenty of
costs a
places.
few bucks to flip it.
Right.
You know, they got the technology to take it.
So you guys started off as the Band-Aid Boys. Right?
Well, I mean, this is kind of how it broke down. You know, Stack and Crazy, well, excuse me, Flesh and Bone, Crazy, and Lazy Bone. They started off as the Band-Aid Boys, and they kind of basically made this group, you know, from that scratch. These are the original ingredients. Wish and Bizzy, myself, we were later on, but the Band-Aid Boys was like elementary school. Stack, take it from there.
Elementary school. Man, we was like itty bitty dudes trying to. I can remember we were trying to. I was like 9 or 10 years old when I actually put a pen to a piece of paper, and literally tried to do something. You know what I'm saying? And Run DMC being the great in my eyes at that time. And you know, elementary turned in. You know, then the Fat Boys came along, and then this thing called the beatbox started getting big, and we started beatboxing and everything.
You still beatbox?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit rusty right now because of
What about
the
you,
show
Bizzy?
last night, but you know,
You beatbox?
you know, we beatbox.
No, I would do the singing. While they beatbox, I do the singing. I'm kind of good. I got a little something, but nothing on Flesh and Lay. They were always.
So me and Lay was the beatbox. They used to call us the Twin Towers because we used to supply the beat and everything, and let everybody kick it in and get the rapping, battle rapping and everything. But you know, we flexed the pen and the pad too, but yeah, junior high school, we kicked it off. Junior high school, some youngsters, Band-Aid Boys. We was a little, you know, winning a little, you know, the contests and everything and stuff like that. We used, you know, and then eventually the Band-Aid Boys eventually turned into Bone Enterprise. Bone Enterprise, still local phenomenon.
Were they picked up by then?
No,
Did they
yeah,
pick you up by
Bone,
then?
but yes, Bizzy, yes, Bizzy.
Yeah, well,
Bizzy
the way it was going was while
How old were you?
Well, I was like 13.
13.
Yeah, I was
12,
13
like
when
that.
we all
I
met.
Was like
16?
when I first met Bizzy. Yeah, because I'm only 3 years older than Bizzy.
Yeah, you're like 16.
Yeah, and I'm 3 years older than you, right?
Yeah, you're like 16.
Yeah, 16. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you were 13. He was
Right.
still tiny. Yeah, tiny nonetheless. But he
Little
was
mass.
part of the crew. He came in, Bone Enterprise now, right?
Yeah.
So still kicking ass, the local phenomenon and everything, kicking ass.
Put out our first record, Faces
Yeah.
of Death. You know what I mean? And it was like he said, it was a local phenomenon. And we wound up taking that record back in 90 what? 2 or 3?
91.
Okay, so in '91 we took that record with us down to Los Angeles and stayed out there for 8 months. You know, went to different people's cribs and so on and so forth, and we finally got a call from the man himself. You know, may he rest heavenly, Eazy-E.
Yeah.
And it's been crazy ever since. It has been crazy. Like,
So
seriously.
then he came into the picture, and you guys put out a song, Thugs in Harmony. And at the time, you were Bone Enterprise, and that's how you got turned into Bone
Well,
Thugs
see,
in
the
Harmony.
whole thing was Bone Enterprise was a name that we couldn't use because we didn't know nothing about, what do they call it? Patenting? What do they call it? Like, we couldn't patent the name because somebody else had that name. An establishment in Texas or something like that had that name, some huge building. So we were just Bone at that time, and because that was all of our last names. And then he was asking, well, how do you guys explain your style? It's like we're thugs in harmony, because the word gangster kind of went out of style, and we're always street dudes. Like we did it, like we really did it. We were young, but we did it, like everything, stealing cars, guns, drugs, everything. We did that, Just,
So where did the word
we were
thug
babies,
come from? I mean, where did the word thug come from? Did Tupac, did he make that big?
Well,
And then you guys were like, hey.
I think
It
like the
had a
Thug
lot
Life
to
movement
do
that made
with
that?
us looking at society. In Cleveland, all you see is skull caps,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And thugs.
Yeah.
We definitely had
Like-
to switch it up a little bit. We had to move well, gangster, okay, gangster, thug, whatever.
It's
You
been
know what
done.
I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's like when you writing
Yeah.
a rap and you don't want to say gangster all the time,
Yeah.
Right.
you throw thug in there.
Yeah.
It's just like saying a word, you know, a cuss word in the same rap or N-I-double-G, you know, you want to switch it up. You know what I mean? So in the course of switching it up, that flavor just, it brought itself to us, and Eazy was like, you know what? That need to be your name. He was like, what? He's like, it needs to be Bone, Thugs in Harmony.
Yeah, he suggested.
We just thought it was a style. We're like, so how do you guys explain the way you guys rap? Because you got to remember, we were the first ones doing it. So we're coming out there and they like, go ahead and rap, and we they're like, what is that? What is that? What is that? We Thugs in Harmony. And that's how we used to explain it, because everybody was like, y'all rapping Chinese. You know what I mean? We got booed out of a lot of venues because of the way that we rapped. You know what I mean? Talent shows and different things of that nature. So that's how it came to be, man. Bless his heart, man. He was a genius. Still is.
So I got a funny question for you. If you guys were the Ninja Turtles, which member would be what turtle?
I'm Raphael.
I don't know, man. I think
End of discussion.
Now, Eazy-E would be Master Splinter.
He's
Oh, like a
gonna be
mug.
Master Splinter.
Like
Yeah.
a mug.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What colors would you be?
Raphael purple, right?
Nope, that's
Maybe
Donatello.
That's Donatello.
Michelangelo, like Michelangelo. No,
Michelangelo.
Michael something.
I already know I'm Raphael. That's all I know.
Raphael, the one with the red.
That's right, baby. That's right, baby.
Yeah. I forget. That was such a.
Hey, man, and it's funny you just said that. Do you remember the car that got shot up, the Eagle?
Yeah.
That's what they used to call us on St.
Yeah,
Clair.
we had
Because we used to have this car that looked like a shell, and it had no floor. So we looked like the Flintstones, but up to date. So they called us the Ninja Turtles.
Ninja
All right.
Turtles.
Yeah, man, that's crazy you said it. It's great.
Wow. Yeah.
So we took a couple we took a poll on Facebook,
Okay.
and I asked the question, who would win in an arm wrestling match between Bizzy Bone and Lazy Bone?
Lazy Bone.
You think so?
The man has veins of steel. I don't know if you know him, but Lazy has veins of steel. You hear me? All that wiring in there? Yeah, that's steel, man. You got steel.
I used to
running
win
through
bets, and I used to win bets
In the national time.
in junior high school and high school. Lil Lay was so freaking tough, you know, because he was
me. Little dude.
A little scrappy kind
Yeah,
of.
Right.
and I used to pick bets against, you know, wrestling matches, and I would bet big dudes that my little brother could slam them. I mean, literally pick them up and boom them, and like boom you on your head. I used to win bets like that, and look, every time, you get these big dudes trying to grab Lil Lay like they gonna dog him, think they gonna dog him, and what do you know? Look, the big dudes come up off their feet, and this little tiny dude slamming people. The dude cold, man.